What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another glorious episode of the Tight Lines Podcast. In this week's episode, I recently went to my first ever fishing expo, and yes, it was long overdue, I know, but I spent my Saturday afternoon, after I got off work, of course, at the Indiana Fishing Expo, local to me in Danville, Indiana, at the Hendricks County Fairgrounds. In this episode, we're going to discuss my cost of entry, my experience, what I bought and what I spent, and overall my thoughts on the expo and if I will be back. Also, if you guys want to see everything we talk about in this podcast episode, hop on my YouTube channel on Monday of this week. So 2 days ago from when this releases, I believe this is going to be February 2nd would be the day that it would come out, is going to be a YouTube video of me explaining what I got at the fishing expo. So go ahead and check that out. But all this is coming at you right here, right now, on the Tight Lines Podcast.
Welcome to the Tight Lines Podcast, your destination for anything fishing. Now here's your host, Tyler Plackey.
Alrighty, so like I said, we are back for my first ever trip to a fishing expo, which was the Indiana Fishing Expo held in Danville, Indiana, at the Hendricks County Fairgrounds. A little backstory: it is a 2-day show taking up a Saturday and a Sunday. This year is Saturday, January 31st, and Sunday, February 1st. With my work schedule, I was able to attend Saturday afternoon. I was originally planning on going on just Sunday, but was able to sneak in on Saturday afternoon as well after work, and spent about 2 to 2.5 hours there, somewhere in that range. Walking around all the exhibits. I didn't stop into any of, and we'll talk all bit about this in the experience. I didn't stop in and do any of the lectures, just none of them when I was there I was interested in, and I don't think I'll go back for any lectures tomorrow. So just one day there, didn't spend multiple days, but that's okay. So, I bought my ticket beforehand online. It was a whopping like $7. It went right into my Apple Wallet, showed up, they scanned it, went right in, had a free entry for a raffle. Don't think I won anything, haven't heard anything yet. But that's okay. That $7 ticket would get me in both days, so I could go back tomorrow if I'd want to. Not that I'm going to, not that I feel like I need to. I feel like I got everything done today that I needed to do. But really enjoyed it. So, before we get too much further into this episode, I want to first discuss why I attended the Indiana Fishing Expo. First off, I'd honestly been wanting to go to a fishing expo for the last couple years before, and I'd never really been. I've looked at some other expos that are out there. I've looked at the Tri-State Fishing Expo, which is down in like the Lawrenceburg area of Indiana, like in that Tri-State, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio area. There's the National Fishing Expos in Columbus, Ohio, which is a real big one. There's one out in St. Louis, Missouri, which is my hometown that they have. And there's also like the East Tennessee Fishing Expo in Knoxville that just happened. Obviously, the Bassmaster Classic has an expo, but all these expos required something that I wasn't really financially ready to do, and that was travel and book hotels and have meals out and all that stuff. So I kind of went ahead and thought, okay, what's one near me? And I thought, oh, that's right. The Indiana Fishing Expo is 30 minutes from my house. This is great, right? I live in the Indianapolis area. This is great. It's right here, and it's supposed to be a pretty decent expo. So I decided to buy a ticket. I wanted to go because I wanted to experience a fishing expo because I've heard they're a ton of fun. I've also been wanting to get into buying from smaller like lure makers, and that's part of what I was able to do here. We will talk about all the stuff that I bought in a minute, and honestly, just overall experience an expo and just see what the hype's about. Like I said, it sounds like a ton of fun. So here's my experience. Showed up, parking was pretty easy, free parking, which is great. Walked right in, scanned my ticket, walked down the hall, and right in the hall there was two booths. One was for the Indiana Bass Fishing Club, and the other one's for the Purdue Bass Fishing Club. I kind of looked at them both. Obviously looked at the Indiana one more because go Hoosiers. Didn't look at the Purdue one at all because I have no interest there. That ugly black and gold. But they were just kind of selling stuff and just trying to get fundraising. So, well, not too much there. They were selling stickers and hats, and I thought about a sticker, but at $5 for a sticker, I didn't really think I needed one. It was cool, but it wasn't like the most necessary thing in the world. So not a huge miss on my end. Go further down the hall, and on the left was a classroom, and that classroom is where they had all their seminars. They had, I think, 6 seminars today and like 4 more tomorrow. And when I was there, the two seminars they were finishing up a smallmouth one, so I missed the end of the small. I missed most of the smallmouth one, so it wasn't really much. I didn't want to barge in there. And they were getting ready to do a catfish one. I wasn't really feeling sitting in a catfish seminar today, honestly. I like to catfish, it's fun, but just wasn't really the vibe for me. So down at the end of the hallway now, they have a little bar set up. They have adult beverages, which is great, and then you can go left or right, and they have two different showrooms. So I started off, went to the right, went down a hall, and ended up in their first showroom. Walked around there, met a bunch of people, a lot of different companies, got a lot of business cards, bought a lot of baits, which we'll talk about in a bit. And it was really fun, honestly. Talking to a lot of really good people, getting to talk to the lure makers on what they design, how they design it. And they're sitting me and they're selling me their products. They're doing a sales pitch, and honestly, it worked on me. It's fun to sit there and see these lures that are made by these guys in their garages and their workshops, and they put their pride and their name behind it, and it was really fun. And there were some really cool things there. Like I said, we'll talk about. Um, Walked around that room for probably an hour and 15 minutes. Left that room, went across the other one. The second one had more of like the boat and kayak stuff, which wasn't my cup of tea, mostly for the fact that I just can't afford it. So I looked at it, but there wasn't much for me to do. Um, and just kind of walked around and looked at the other exhibits in there, the other vendors, which was really fun. There's a good mix of products throughout the two showrooms. Obviously, we're in Indiana, so it focuses on Indiana species. So there's a lot of bass stuff, plenty of panfish stuff, a lot of crappie specific stuff. So a lot of the panfish and crappie stuff I didn't really go to. I didn't go to at all because I don't fish for either of them. They had some stuff for muskie, but there's really not enough muskie in this area for it to be worth my time. And I've never muskie fished, and I'm not planning on it for a bit just because I don't really have the ability to musky fish where I'm at, so I wasn't too worried about looking at their lures. And then from there, the actual bass stuff, there was two types of vendors. The first type of vendor is the one I was interested in, which was all of the different lure makers that brought their stuff. And then the other one was just like tackle shops from around the region that wanted to come in and sell their stuff. I wasn't too interested in them because a lot of the stuff they were selling was stuff I can go buy, anywhere else in the world. And that's not what I was at that show for. I was at the show, and none of these tackle shops were even local to me. They're all from like around the state, a couple hours away, or even, there were guys there from Michigan and from Ohio and from Kentucky and Tennessee and Illinois. So some of them didn't even apply to me really. So I skipped those, honestly. I didn't have any need to buy anything from them. I wanted to go find the guys who were making the lures in their garages and their workshops and their basements and wherever. I wanted to support them and check out their baits. So had a fun time. Like I said, spent about 2.5 hours there. Um, don't have the feeling of a need to go back tomorrow just because I hit everything I wanted to hit. I spent plenty of time in every booth I wanted to spend time in. I didn't feel rushed. We got to talk to everyone I wanted to talk to, see everything I wanted to see. So really no reason for me to go back at all tomorrow. If I was a crappie guy, if I was into other if I was more into other species, I'd probably go back. But there wasn't much for me to do. And then obviously the last type of booth is there was all of like charters that were there trying to sell, packages and, overnight stuff. And again, not something I'm in the market for. So that was my experience. Really fun time. Now we're going to talk about what I bought, and afterwards we'll do my final thoughts, and that will be the episode. So kind of a shorter episode, but plenty of fun stuff. And please excuse me for the lack of professionalism in this part because I have them separated out by booth and it's all on my floor, and so I'm just going to be rustling around in the background trying to pick stuff up. So we're going to talk about the company. We're going to talk about my experience talking with their guys. We're going to shout them out on all their websites and everything if you guys check them out. And we're going to talk about what I got, and hopefully, I can give you at least a little bit of insight into them. I have yet to fish any of these lures. Honestly, I haven't even taken the plastics out of the packages yet. The only plastics I've touched is some tubes, and we'll talk about that in a bit. So we're going to start with not in any specific order. It's literally just how it's laid out on my floor. So let me grab them. Okay, so the first group that I bought from, or the first company, was called J.K. Baits. And J.K. Baits is owned by a guy named Josh Kivlehan, Kivlehan, out of New Philadelphia, Ohio. You can look them up at jkbaits.net. And I bought from him, they're called Ned Jigs. And they're really cool. They're actually they're Ned rigs. But they have jig skirting material on them, and they have EWG hooks. Um, Really cool colors. I got them in the quarter ounce size. It was small, so they didn't have the eighth ounce anymore. They'd sold out already, which was shocking because I was there pretty early on the first day. And I got them in two colors. One was like a PBJ color, kind of a brown and purple. The other one was this really nice, like green pumpkin and blue color, hand tied skirts. And these are like $4 a jig. They look really nice, feel like good quality. Really pumped to add these into the arsenal. I think these will work really well when I'm trying to be a little less finessey with a Ned rig, if that makes sense. I can be a little bigger. I really do like the presentation of these. I thought they were really cool. Really cool bait. So I picked up two of them. Again, this is from JK Baits at jkbaits.net. Go ahead and check them out. I will try and link as many of these companies, and as many links I can get will be in my YouTube video. So definitely go check that out if you want these links. I don't know how I can link into actual Spotify here when I post a video. So it's just kind of tough, and I don't want anything to go funky. So if you want the links, obviously jkbaits.net, you guys can type that in right now. Or hop over to the YouTube, and as many of them as possible will be in the YouTube. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the second booth. All right. So the second booth was from Jake's Lure Joint. This is Jacob Schroeder. It's a veteran-owned and operated company. It does not say where he's from. It is a 219 area code on the phone number. And his website is jakeslurejoint.com. He also has a Facebook and an Instagram. Both are Jake's Lure Joint. Pretty easy to find. So definitely go ahead and check him out on there. On there, I bought, from his company, I bought two things. First thing I bought was a really, really cool, it's called the Recon Minnow. It is a like jerk shad looking minnow, but it's designed really cool. This is one you'll want to hop over to the YouTube and see. It's a 5.2-inch soft plastic minnow. It comes in a 6-pack. And this was like $5 for this pack. And on the top of the head it almost looks like a blowhole. And it's actually a divot designed into the top of this winged fluke for a ball head jig to sit. So it's a really cool design because then you can actually weight it without having to do like a weighted EWG screw lock hook. So it's so much easier to weight your fluke. And with the wing design, he said with certain types of knots, you get between 90 and 180 degrees of sideways roll. So they almost roll completely upside down. They have a ton of really cool action. I got this in it's called Reservoir Shad colors. It's really like clear blue color, really nice. Looks really good. Nice packaging. The packaging is really high quality, which I love, and obviously it's veteran owned and operated. Always going to support them and made here in the USA. The second thing I bought from Jake's Lure Joint is called the Mag Baton, and it is this humongous 8.25-inch worm. The first half of it is just like a normal ribbed looking worm. The second half is kind of like a real funky looking kind of tail. Again, if you guys want to see these, please hit the YouTube channel. Tons of cool stuff. You can see everything on there. I got this in the plumber color, which is just a plum color, as you can imagine by the name plumber. Just kind of like a plum red with some like black and blue flake in it. Looks really cool. When I was talking to the guy, I said, I think these are to kill down South Carolina. He goes, man, I'll be honest, I built these when I fished in South Carolina. I was like, that's awesome. So obviously I was right on the dot. This again was Jake's Lure Joint at jakeslurejoint.com. Go ahead and check them out as well. Oh, alrighty. The third company we bought from was SIB Co. or Southern Indiana Bait Co. This is put on by Zion and Xavier Dunaway at southernindianabaitco.com. That's on their business card. And I bought 4 packs of worms from them. All of them were there. It's called their 8-inch Mag Finesse worm. They come in an 8-pack. They were $5.50 a pack or 4 for $20. I had found 3 colors I liked, and I was like, well, I might as well just add another pack to it for an extra $1.50 or $2. So I bought 4 colors. We're going to go over them real quick. First one is a nice Morning Dawn color, very traditional Morning Dawn. Real quick to note, these are like an 8-inch trick worm, but they're a bit thicker. There's a little more thickness to them. They're not quite as skinny as the Zoom trick worm. They're a little bit thicker, which I actually really like. The second color I got was a PBJ, and is honestly the best PBJ I've ever seen in my life. And I don't say that lightly. It's a really nice deep purple, and it's perfectly halved with a really, really nice light brown that looks exactly like a creamy peanut butter. Really cool bait. Definitely looking forward to throwing this. I think that's going to kill in clear water. The third color I got was called Money, and this was just like a purplish black kind of combo color. Just a very simple, just like it, it's really hard to even see it unless you're under direct sunlight. But it's just like that purple, green, black kind of combo together, really nice. And then the last one was Blue Craw. It's like just a blue and green that we've seen everywhere. You always see in all the other Blue Craws. Really nice looking, really good packaging on here. Made here in Southern Indiana. And on the back of the package it says, "We are brothers with a passion for the outdoors who enjoy providing high quality soft plastics to both weekend and hardcore tournament fishermen alike." So really cool. Again, check them out at Southern Indiana Bait Co. They're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, I think they're on TikTok as well. Looks like they're on TikTok, and then you can also hop on southernindianabaitco.com and order you some packs there. That is Zion and Xavier Dunaway. All right, sorry, I'm trying to reach back. The next package that I have here on my desk is from Zoo City Lures out of Kalamazoo, Michigan. So we're getting one of our first out of state guys, as far as I can tell. The other ones just didn't have where they were from. And these actually it was his not perfect flukes. So it's these like 6-inch flukes, and they're in this really good bass color. They're a winged fluke. But they were ones had little bubbles in them and just didn't sit perfect. They didn't want to sell us perfect baits. And he was selling 5 packs for $5, and I bought, I think there's either 10 or 15 in here for like $4 or $5. So I got a really good deal on these flukes, and honestly, I don't see any sort of issue with these little bubbles in them. I don't think it's going to affect it at all, in all honesty. I mean, none of them looked horrible, so I'm sure they're going to be just fine. Got a nice pack of these, spent like $4 or $5 on it, and he also threw in a sticker with it. So that's 100% going on the tackle box, because who doesn't love a good tackle box sticker? So again, that was Zoo City Lures out of Kalamazoo, Michigan. I don't have the name of their website, but I would assume if you just look up Zoo City Lures, you would find them pretty easily, just because their website is a QR code. But yeah, so definitely check out Zoo City Lures. Alrighty. From there, we're moving on to M&M Custom Baits from Insane Fishing Lures. And this is from a guy named Craig. It's insanefishinglures.com. It's M&M Custom Baits. And all I bought here was a single pack of craws. It was called just the craw. It's a 3.4-inch crawdad. And I bought in a Bama craw color. It's really nice, like pinkish, greenish, here, like clear, kind of translucent color. Reminds me a lot of the Rage Tails. It's packaged like a Rage Tail. Comes in a 7-pack as well, which is nice. It's got the nice clamshell packaging. And the only real difference I'm seeing here is actually added some extra appendages down the side of the body. Where the Rage Tail is straight, there's actually a couple little legs that come off the side. Not sure if there's any sort of action with these, but definitely a really, really cool bait. Super pumped for this on the back of some jigs that I've got that we're going to talk about here, and also it from other jigs that I've got. So again, that was M&M Custom Baits, made by Insane Fishing Lures at insanefishinglures.com. That was Craig. All right. Really reaching back now. Got to reach far away. This is our 5th company, right? Maybe our 6th. This might be our 6th of 10. This might be our 6th of 10. It's either 5th of 9 or 6th of 10. But we have this one and 4 more to go. So plenty of companies still to talk about. And this comes from Line Stretchers Tackle Company. They're known for shaky heads, buzz baits, and spinner baits. Chris Coates and Jeff Wheely at linestretcherstackle.com. So I went over and they had this really cool 3/8 ounce spinner bait. They do a really cool thing with the hook where you kind of just got to see it. It almost looks like they put a worm hook on it where it shanks down and back up so it's in line. Real nice 5/0 hook size, gold Colorado blade, silver willow blade, 3/8 ounce, white body, a little bit of white skirt, some really cool blue skirt, hand tied on, made out of Lafayette, Tennessee. Really, really cool looking spinner bait. I think this was $6. Really not a bad deal on a hand-tied, handmade spinnerbait. Also from them, they were combined with, it's called State Line Bait Company. They had a 10-pack of 7-inch finesse worms, pretty much just trick worms. And I got this in the green pumpkin candy color. Pretty typical. Just saw them for $3. Figured I'd pick them up and try them out. And then finally, I got some jigs in the 3/8 ounce size. They were selling at $2 a pop. Really nice skirt material. First one's kind of like a black June bug color. They're very flat heads. So they stand up real nice on their head. Nice weed. Looks like they Do they have a weed guard? I can't even tell here. I don't believe they actually have a weed guard, but honestly, you don't really even need a weed guard for these. So no, no, they do. They have a weed guard. You guys are learning with me here. I didn't pay that close attention to these when I picked these up just because they were $2 for it. I'd try them out. So got one that's like a black June bug, like a nice green pumpkin orange, like a brown and green pumpkin orange, and then just a straight green pumpkin one as well. Three really nice jigs. Throw in two stickers for that. $2 for the jigs each, $3 for the worm, and like $6 or $7. I know. For the spinner bait, so not bad there as well. From Line Stretchers Tackle Company at linestretcherstackle.com out of Tennessee. Moving on to our next one from some hometown boys, the Hoosier Bait Company. They threw in a really dope sticker, definitely the coolest sticker of the day. Really cool sticker, definitely going straight on the tackle box. Absolute money, really cool. I bought two things from them. First one, we need to talk about the packaging on these trick worms. I bought some trick worms from them. It does not state the color name, but it's just like a table rock shad style trick worm. It's a 10-pack. I spent $7 on. It's really nice purple with a very translucent purple with a translucent chartreuse tail tip. Really good looking, guys. The packaging is like really nice, really high quality, very thick plastic. Made right here in the USA, really cool. Again, $7 for that 10-pack. Then they were also selling tubes for 80 cents a piece. I just bought one of 3 different color tubes I wanted to try. Really big tubes too, so really pumped to get try these out. Really nice and thick. Got one that's like a purplish blue, purple, red, blue kind of color. A nice like bluish gray, and then like a bluish brown. So some really good natural crawl looking colors I think will do well. I don't normally have a ton of luck with tubes, but you never know. I'm going to be pumped to try those out again. That is HoosierBaitCompany.com right here out of the great Hoosier state of Indiana. All right. Our third to last company is Bowtie Jigs. This comes from a gentleman named Bo Bowers, and it is out of Eminence, Kentucky. So this is Bowtie Jigs. I bought from them a simple 3/8-ounce swim jig. It's a poison weedless swim jig. Really, really nice color, good silver head. This is one that you guys need to go on and look at again on the YouTube video. Really good coloring here. Didn't really need another swim jig, but for $4, I saw the way this was designed, the nice bait keeper he put on it, and just decided that, you know what, this is one I think I'm going to pick up. Worst comes to worst, I don't like it. It's $4, but it looked really, really good. So shout out to Bowtie Jigs and Bo Bowers himself. All right. Our ninth company here is from Backyard Custom Plastics. Really cool design, really cool sticker they gave me as well. Got another dope sticker. And I only bought one thing from them, and it was their 3-inch Helgramite. It was a 12 count for $5, and it was in a watermelon candy color. Really nice setup. Really nice color. Been looking to get into Helgramites. These are going to match up really nice on the back of some of those Ned jigs that I bought earlier, especially that kind of bluish green one. It's going to match really nice on the back of that, so good combo there. So super pumped to try that out. Again, that is backyardcustomplastics.com. Backyardcustomplastics.com. They're also on Facebook and on Instagram. I don't have any names there for you. Oh, Brandon, I do have a name. His name is Brandon. Go ahead and check him out. Really cool looking stuff. He had a ton of other stuff. I just already picked up so much at this point. I didn't feel like I needed to keep buying $5 and $6 bags of plastics. So that is from Backyard Custom Plastics. And our final one, which is actually the first place we stopped this morning, or this afternoon, is from All Star Custom Baits. They're out of the beautiful city of Goshen, Indiana. Shout out Goshen. And I walked in and they had a really nice booth. They were one of the first booths I saw. It was the first booth I actually went into. And I got a couple things from them. So the first thing I picked up was called their Pro Flex Swim Jig. It's a 3/8-ounce swim jig, and it's got a shaky head style, like a swinging 5/0 mustad ultra point hook on the back of it. EWG style, really nice. Like I said, good June bug color. Really, really good looking bait. I think this is going to get absolutely hammered. No weed guard, but because it's an EWG, that hook point gets buried anyway, so not worried about weedlessness. From there, I went over, and they had 2 types of spinner baits. They had their normal spinner baits, and they had their new generation spinner baits. Their new gen spinner baits were $7 a piece, or 3 for $20, and their old generation spinner baits were just I think they were $4 a piece, or 3 for $10. So I picked up 3 of their old generation spinner baits, one in a really nice white and red, double gold willow blade, 3/8 ounce, really good color again. Having that mustad ultra point hook in them, nice hooks and all these. Next one is in the double, it's another double willow. It's just white and chartreuse. So I love white chartreuse spinner baits. This is a 1/2 ounce action, not 3/8 ounce. And it's got 1 silver and 1 gold willow. And then the final one is Fire Tiger, that's chartreuse and red, double chartreuse willow blades. Really nice look. Also in the 1/2 ounce size. I don't mind throwing 1/2 ounce spinner baits. I don't really see a difference between the two in running depth and how they get bit. I think they work just fine. And this company also had a really cool deal. If you spent $10, then you got a free jig. So I got a free Bruiser Bass jig in black and red. It's a 3/4 ounce, kind of almost punching style jig. Nice heavy weed guard, nice big mustad hook on it. Again, this is All Star Custom Baits out of Goshen, Indiana. And they also threw in a little sticker. So that is all of the baits I got, you guys. I bought a ton of stuff, ton of very similar stuff. I looked at some swim baits. I didn't really want to get into the swim bait market over there because they were getting, 100, 150 a bait, and I just didn't want to spend that kind of cash today. I tried to keep it, pretty within the ballpark. I spent about $80 today, so not terrible, but remember, I got a ton of stuff. Ton of really cool baits to try out, a lot of plastics. I've been a big plastics fisherman. I've also been getting a ton of hard baits and other stuff, for swim baits elsewhere on deals recently, which we'll talk about at some point in a future episode. So just kind of wanted to stock up on some plastics I'd never tried before, a couple jig heads that I liked, but really just kind of get a chance to try out all these companies and have some really cool stuff in the tackle box. So again, I spent about $80 here, met some really cool people. The guy out of the Goshen company, which was All Star Custom Baits, was a really good dude. Definitely go talk to him. He did not have a business card that I could remember. Really nice guy. Everyone that I talked to was really nice. They wanted to talk to you. Obviously, they wanted to sell you baits. But they wanted to talk to you about fishing and what you like, what you don't like. They had recommendations on how to put stuff together. Really, really cool dudes. Awesome experience. 100% recommend talking to all these guys. I can't speak to the quality of their baits yet. They all look feel good quality, but I have yet to fish them. So once I actually fish them, I will let you know. The only one that I'm not going to give a huge review on I would think, the bait quality is the ZC lures, because I did buy the mess up ones from them. And obviously, it's not fair for me to say, oh, these are great or these are horrible baits, when it's not the ones that they really want to sell. These ones that, well, we don't really want to remelt them, so we're just going to sell them because they had some issues, but we'll sell them at a discount. So I'm not really going to harp on them too much. I'll try them out. Hopefully, they're fun. If I like the mess ups, then I'm sure I'll go back and buy the actual ones. But yeah, so that is everything I bought. So moving on to my final thoughts of the expo. The expo was really cool. I really did love it. It was one of those things I've been looking forward to for the last month since I bought my ticket. Count down the days to it. I was excited all day at work. The drive from work to get there felt like it took forever because I was so excited to get there. I just was a kid in a candy store. It was a ton of fun, you guys. I loved every minute of it. And 100% want to go back. I'm going to try and go back next year, but probably won't be able to make it, for the sole fact of there are some other ones I'm going to try and get to instead next year. I want to try some bigger ones next year, and then we'll come back to the smaller one if possible. Definitely want to try the Tri-State Fishing Expo, which is going to be held in Hamilton, Ohio next year, like the Hamilton County area, just outside of Cincinnati. I got a buddy that lives down in that area, so hopefully he and I can go together. Definitely am going to do my best to get to the National Fishing Expo's Columbus show next year. Big 3-day show. It's a huge show. Brings in people from all around the country. Definitely, I want to go check that out because I spend days walking around there. I've been told just all sorts of stuff going on. Ton of people to talk to, ton of things to see. Really pumped. Want to go try that out. And finally, I'm looking at making a little mini vacation out of the East Tennessee Fishing Expo as well in Knoxville. Who doesn't like the Knoxville area, that Eastern Tennessee area? Hopefully take the wife down there, have a little weekend getaway, spend a day at the Fishing Expo, spend a couple days in the Pigeon Forge area, the Gatlinburg area, and just kind of enjoy it all. So, had a great time. Definitely opened my eyes, and I'm already Expo hungry for next year. So yeah. So that is the episode for today, you guys. Hopefully you have all enjoyed it. And if you have, please be sure to drop us a positive review on whatever podcast platform you tune in with. Whether that be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, or Amazon. Definitely check us out there. Drop us a positive review, drop us a follow as well. It helps grow the show. Whether it's a 5-star review, it's a thumbs up, it's a written review, whatever it is, we always appreciate it. It really does help grow the show. Also, please be sure to check out my Instagram, my YouTube, and my TikTok. All of them are Tyler Plackey Fishing. There you can kind of see what I've been up to. Keep up with me, DM suggestions for the show, ask questions for the tackle box, or just chat with me about anything and everything. Again, for this specific episode, definitely go check out the YouTube video for it. You're going to want to see these baits in person because, guys, some of the colors and some of the designs are really, really cool. 100% something you guys are going to want to see. So thank you all so much for listening every week and just, supporting the show and dedicating your time to the show because I really do appreciate it. This show does take time to put on. It's a ton of fun, though, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's been great so far. We are now 35 episodes in. We're going to continue going. I know we don't get a ton of viewers, but I'm going to give it time, give it a good run, and hopefully just continue to slowly grow it. So thank you guys again so much for listening, and until next time, tight lines, y'all.